What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy King Yeshaya. I want to basically bring out some things, man, in the Torah that could definitely help. People been talking about this for years, but I see that it's very important to keep drilling this concept into the people's minds that they need to use the necessary doctrine that's right there in their houses inside of their Bible to actually help better your fellow man, especially yourself, because a lot of people don't like using this word, but we are dealing in the karma system. The way the universe is set up, it's set up, you know what I'm saying, in the domino effect. A lot of things that we do, all right, we reap that, we get that back, and we also cause other people to be affected by it. Now, some of the people in the community may not agree as far as the ideology of the Bible, but there's a lot of things that you can take from the book and get that established in your community. And the funny thing is that I see a lot of brothers, talking about this, bringing forth great information, got books on it, having meetings on it, and they actually doing what they're supposed to do as far as what they're saying they're going to do to help provide for the community, concerning with, the money issues, concerning with psychological issues, and just the family matter, at that, which is really important. Family is something that a lot of us neglect, and because we don't know how to treat our family at home, we don't know how to treat others out in the street as well. And mercy and forgiveness and not have mercy and forgiveness also comes into play with this type of discussion, but that's on somebody else's own terms, how they can actually apply that to any situation that they're in, dealing with another brother. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reading some things out of the 613 commandments of the Torah. And these things are things that not necessarily you can do exactly what it's stating, because we're not in the land of Israel, nor do we have our own land, in the sense of, we're not making up our own rules and regulations and sitting down and, got governments and everything like that, making trades with other nations and, things of that nature. But we got houses. We do live in communities where it's predominantly black. I'm saying, we are seeing the struggles that are in the streets. We can come home to our own domain and have our little parties and, drink, smoke your little weed. And, we have a space to do the things that we like to do. Now, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that we do have that. Even though we don't have our own land, we do have that in a sense. All right, because this was given to us, by our oppressors, or by the elites, whatever you want to use in that sense. But okay, now one of the things I want to start reading off here, and I'm trying to get the title actually for this particular set of laws. Okay, this is the donation to the temple. But I'm not going to be touching on the temple aspect of it, all right? But keep in mind that you are your temple. So it's always best that you take care of your body, always take care of your mental, and that way you can help other people do the same thing. Because when you take care of yourself, automatically you're pushing out that energy to people that are around you, so they can be influenced to do the same thing. Influence is very big and major to blacks, because we see that they're the most influential, and also they can influence each other so quick. A new word to come out, a new fashion to come out, they already on it. You know what I'm saying? So this is what type of power we have. We harbor that energy and we project it. You know what I'm saying? We make it happen. This is why they use us for marketing a lot. You know what I mean? But okay, now this is Leviticus chapter 19 verses 9, and this is just basically dealing with when you have food, or when you have a crop, or if you're growing something outside, or if you just got a lot of food or some things stacked up, you know what I'm saying, in your crib that's sitting there, and you got everything that you need. This particular law, which I'm about to read right now, is dealing with the fact of leaving the leftovers, or leaving the things that are not necessary for you to have, because you already got enough for yourself and your family, and leaving that for some of the brothers and sisters out there that don't have as much. And it can even go into, if we had our own stores, right? If we had our own stores as a black community, and I'm predominantly talking to the, my Hebrew Israelites as well, predominantly. But if we had our own store, it wouldn't make sense for somebody that's really rolling in the dough to come in that store and suck the resources dry from the store. And when other people come in to try to look for the same item, they can't get it because you done brought it all up, because you balling or you big spending, or anything of that nature. You have to keep it in your mind that this is a store that's benefiting the community. So I go in and get what I need. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily going in there trying to overindulge and things of that nature. You buy according to what's in your house, who's in your house. You know what I'm saying? This is how you budget your food. This is how you budget your money. All right. And, you know, the Torah expresses that it's very strict when it comes down to those type of things, actually. It doesn't play any games with that. You know what I mean? You make sure that you get enough for you and yourself and don't be greedy with it. So, you know what I mean? But it says right here, it says, and when you reap the harvest of your land, you know, okay, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the glean of thy harvest. All right. Now, when you jump down to verse 21, it says, and when you reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not, well, I'm sorry, verse 22. It says, when thou cuttest down thine harvest in thine field, and hast forgot a sheep in the field, thou shalt not go again to fetch it. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow, that Yahuwah, your Elohim, may bless you in all thy works of thine hands. So we see that one is for the stranger, all right, and the stranger, in most cases, sometimes are converts, but also people that just dwell in the land, all right. So it's good that we do good to others as well. It's good that we do to other nations, or, you know, people that are around the community that are, you know what I'm saying, in close quarters. It's good to do right to them too, you know what I'm saying, as well, if they're struggling. All right. Because, you know, a lot of times it's a lot of racial discrepancy going on today, which nobody can really get mad at, because us as a black people are definitely feeling the oppression, and, you know, we're the ones that are getting gunned down and things of that nature. So I don't feel as anybody from any other culture should have any problem with how we express ourselves in a well-put manner. You know what I'm saying? As far as we need to be treated fair too. And they want us to always love and help other people out, you know what I'm saying? But we're not even helping ourselves out. So give us the opportunity to do that first. And, you know, when we get to where we're supposed to be at, then, you know what I'm saying, y'all can benefit. And, you know, y'all already benefiting anyway off of us. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, man, we're used to be marketing tools. That's just how powerful we are. But if you're going to exploit that and you're going to use that to your advantage, and that's going to expose our disadvantage, then that's very disingenuous as saying that we should be caring for other people as well. We got to care for ourselves first. So I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not racist, nothing like that, but that's just the stone cold truth about the matter. Now, the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow. So these are the three things that I'm going to be dealing with in this laws for this. All right, and these things will work. You know, I'm not where I should be at, but I do help on a daily basis. You know, people need jobs, I'm offering them that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only a crew worker. So, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get up. Get up. Peace out. Bye. But you know, I'm just a crew worker, but I got enough pull at my job where, you know, I can get anybody in there. So that's one of the lanes that I'm trying to take as well, is, you know, trying to help my brothers and sisters out that, you know, lives in my community. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm around brothers and sisters that constantly feed people and house people on a daily basis if they needed it. You know what I mean? So that's good. But if we start implicating this more, and a lot of more people start doing it, it'll have a major effect in your community. See, some people don't got it where they can donate money. Some people don't got it where they can build up sheltered houses and things like that. This is basically for those who are not in that position like some are in, but this still allows you to be a part of growing that community and making the community flourish. Because those little things, like you know what I'm saying, food that you brought, are going to the store in your community, knowing this where predominantly the community is actually buying a lot of their utensils and a lot of their food from. You thinking about them instead of thinking about yourself and handing out to anybody that needs. This will cause the effect, all right, to travel to other people as well. Because if you do that for that person ideally is going to do that for somebody else. So those little things definitely count. So we need to start there, you know what I mean? And because you got a lot of brothers, you know, doing a lot of good things out there, you know what I'm saying? Donating money to Flint, got programs for you, you know, all of those things. So it's up to us to help them out in the littlest ways that we can, to make it more effective. You know what I'm saying? Because they just can't be taking on the whole load. And our job isn't insignificant either. You know what I'm saying? We got people down the street. You got people that's living next door that's hungry. You know what I'm saying? And some people got a lot of pride. And you know, necessarily it's not like they're gonna come out and be like, look, man, I need some money, or look, man, I just need, you know, some food in my house. Some people not really up to doing that today, especially black people. They got a lot of pride. But back then, you know, that wasn't a thing because it was already geared inside of our minds that we got to help the poor that's around us. And we don't help them stay poor neither. You know what I'm saying? This is to help them get to where we at. And then they do the same thing. All right. Now that's dealing with the poor, that's dealing with the fatherless, and dealing with the widows as well, leaving over the gleans, all right, that's in the field, all right, so that they can eat as well, that they can have as well. One more thing. This is also something that's very big. Deuteronomy chapter 14, verses 29, it says, and the Levites, because he has no part nor inheritance with thee, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow, which are within thy gates, shall come and shall eat and be satisfied, that Yahuwah thy mighty one may bless thee in all thy works of thine hand, which thou doest. Now, you're supposed to support the people that are putting back in the community too. All right, that's a very big thing, and a lot of people are sucking the leaders dry, or you know, and we understand. I understand because I have to depend on people that have more assets than me. But anything that I can do to contribute back to them because of the efforts that they have put out to make sure that I'm good or to make sure that my family's good, all right, I'm going to do my job to also make sure that I can provide something for my leader. All right, I'm going to give some type of appreciation, some type of gift, or some type of offering to my leader. All right, so the Levites, they also get their portion too, because a lot of times these brothers be on the road. A lot of times these brothers be writing books. You know, it seems like it's easy because, you know, you see him with some money or you see him taking flights and things, but that stuff is hard work. And they're doing it to dedicate themselves to try to help their people. So, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't always, just because everything that glitter ain't gold, you know what I'm saying? So we got to also get out that mindset too. You know what I'm saying? I'm guilty of that. You know what I mean? Just by how people act, sometimes I kind of figure like, well, he just taking this route to get some dough, whatever like that. But on the flip side, I know people personally that do this, so, and it's not all peaches and cream, you know what I mean? It's hard work, you know what I mean? Trying to be a voice for your people and trying to provide some services for your people is hard work because you're dealing with the people that's been hurt, battered, and bruised. So a lot of stubbornness, a lot of pride is going to be in that. So you have to deal with that type of energy, and that energy is heavy. You know what I mean? That's some heavy stuff. But yes, this is what you have to do for your community, and this is what you also have to do for your leaders. All right, you have to provide for them. Now, these are social laws, and these are laws that if we can get our communities together, and even if you got to sit down, just like me, you know, what me and my peoples are going to be doing, man, we're just going to be sitting down with, you know, regular people from the neighborhood, and you know, set something up where we can actually help each other, we can protect each other. You know what I mean? We get in any altercations or anything like that in the streets, that we get people that have great reputation, all right, from different backgrounds in the streets, and get them together and we solve the issue like that. If they got to put gloves on, that's great, versus somebody shooting it out and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? If property or something was damaged, then, you know what I mean, we're supposed to help in trying to fix what was damaged and give back so that the peace can be kept there. All right, and that's not going to work all around the world or anything like that. I'm just saying, for where you at in your community, it can work. All right, it can thrive, it can flourish. All right, everybody's not going to be on that, but it can be done. All right, so that's what we're doing right now. That's what we're in the process of doing right now out here in Jersey, where I'm at. All right, but excuse me. This is so basically Leviticus chapter 6 verses 4 says, this is the title: on a robber to restore the stolen article to its owner. All right, now people have different ways to deal with robbers, you know what I'm saying? And nobody's infringing on that because, you know, everybody has their own specific way of how they deal with injustice. All right. Now, what I can say is this: half the time I don't want to call the cops on any brother that may do me wrong. I really never utilize the cops. All right. Either we talk it out, So something might happen or whatever like that. But at the same time, I'd rather for the brother to get a rebuke from me, or to get a rebuke from a mutual friend, or we make our own ruckus, but we don't get the cops involved, because I don't want to see that brother get gunned down. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see me get gunned. Like, I don't want to get anybody involved in the problem or situation me and another brother is having, whether me and this brother don't know each other or not. That's my mindset. I don't know what the other brother's mindset is, but this has happened to me a couple of times, and the situation was always able to be resolved. For instance, me and the brother got to an altercation at a basketball court at a rec center, and automatically, because of the brother's background, when the cops came out there, even the people that was on the phone calling the cops, automatically they putting everything on this brother. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, the first feelings that I had when I came outside, I seen the brother in the cop car, and I'm looking at the cop like, you don't need to put him in the cop car. Like, we can handle the situation ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We don't need the cops doing nothing for us right now. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, me and that brother had something going on. Let us deal with it. You don't gotta lock them up, check his records, and they out there checking other people. It's just a way to try to get people and institutionalize them and lock them up. You know what I'm saying? Basically, when people call them cops, man, it's a lot of things you got to worry about, especially in the setting where there's a lot of black people at. All right, they not just looking for that one black person you call. They looking at, they trying to make sure they want to look at anybody get a wrong look, or it's just a lot of stuff that is going on with that. But anyway, the situation was resolved. We didn't need the cops there. We had the people tell the cops, looking good. Me and the brother walked off. We was talking, whatever like that, in front of the cops to let them know, like, it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. All right, we got to start doing things like that. You know what I mean? But this is dealing with robbery. It says, then it shall be, because he has sinned and is guilty, that he shall restore that which he had took violently away, or the thing which he has deceitfully gotten, or that which was delivered him to keep, or the lost thing which he found. So this is dealing with more than just a robbery. This is dealing with, oh, I found it, still give it back. Oh, somebody gave this to me, the person that stole it. You know how people do. They come up stealing laptops. They sell it to you for dirt cheap. You don't really know it's stolen. Well, nowadays we do know it's stolen, but I'm just saying in the sense of, you know what I mean? Like, oh, word, you know, got the laptop for the cheap. You get that, come to find the laptop was stolen, give it back. If you stole it violently, give it back. If you get caught. These are the things that the Bible wants us to implement in our community. You know what I'm saying? Deuteronomy chapter 15 verses 8. All right. This is also something that is very big, that black brothers and sisters that are in hood environments, because they're struggling to get on their feet, are not able to participate in. And you can participate in it if you take these little steps. This is why I'm doing this video. The little steps really accumulate to where you have more, and you can be sufficient, and then you can help other people without, you know what I'm saying, feeling like you took a loss, or feeling like your family took a loss. It says, but thou shalt open thy hands wide unto him, this is the poor, and shall surely lend him sufficient for his need in that which he wanted. So we got to give to the poor, man. You know what I mean? The brother come up asking you for some change, man. You know this brother asking you for some food, man. Yo, give it to that brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, people do take your money. They do get drunk. They do get crack, whatever like that. But offer some food up. I'll take you to the store. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get what you need. You know what I'm saying? That if they just want the money, then you know that's some funny business there. All right. You know what I'm saying? That's just bottom line. Use common sense. Because a lot of people just be giving, and that person be dead next week because he got a needle in his arm. You know what I'm saying? These stories are, you know what I mean, very widely known. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, one time I was walking in the streets of Philly, you know, and there's a lot of poor brothers out there. Some brothers, they're unfortunate to be in the situation that they're in, but they can also better themselves by using that money that people are giving them to brush their teeth, to, you know what I'm saying, buy some clothes just in case you get an interview. Like, those are the things that these brothers can be utilizing that money, that dollar, that 50 cent that they get and accumulating from about 50 people that day, to actually put it towards something that's going to help them get out of the situation that they're in. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, some people take people in, and that's all good. I'm going to get on that later on to deal with that. But some brothers are very genuine. They out there asking for food, man. You know what I'm saying? One brother, man, he was a white brother too. One brother, man, he said, look, he just had it on the sign, I just want some food. You know what I mean? And that's all he wanted. You know what I mean? He really was just hungry. So, you know, give, but use common sense when you're giving as well, because you do have a lot of people that are getting lazy off of that, and they're not helping themselves get out the situation they're in. You know what I mean? Everybody has an opportunity to do this. All right. And if you got to seek help, seek help. You know what I'm saying? There is shelter and things like that. And that's only temporary. And I'm not saying that's the way to go. I'm just saying utilize what you can at the moment so you can have an edge on your situation and you can constantly keep stepping up that ladder, man, to success. And definitely be around people that love you, because this, what I'm reading, cannot be done if people are out here hating each other. People are out here segregated from one another because of an issue that they had in the past or because of a gang rivalry. This will not work. All right. You have to be surrounded by people that love you, also that have the same ideology as you. And if they don't have the same ideology, if y'all have a common goal, you have something that is in common with each other, this will work. All right. Because you're still going to need each other at the end of the day. You're still going to need that next door neighbor at the end of the day. You're still going to need that Islamic brother at the end of the day. You're still going to need that conscious community brother at the end of the day. You're still going to need that scientist at the end of the day. You're still going to need that nutritionist at the end of the day. You're still going to need these people and the services that they provide. But we have to get ourselves in position where we can partake in them services and also lend services to the other people. All right. Now, this is okay. This is basically talking about the bondsman, which would, in this case, as you can say, slave. But we know that this is dealing with workers, point blank period. This is what slaves were. All right. Now it says in Deuteronomy chapter 15:14, on giving gifts to a Hebrew bondsman upon his freedom. It says, thou shalt furnish him liberally out of thy flock, and out of thy floor, and out of thy winepress, of that with Yahuwah thy Elohim, or thy mighty one, has blessed thee, thou shalt give to him. So when you got a worker, all right, and a lot of people don't really subscribe to this. Me, for instance, I serve my brother, man. You know what I mean? I'm working at McDonald's. There's no difference. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be working for a brother in his household, making sure everything is right with him, and he compensate me with food and some money, and I got a roof over my head. You know what I mean? That's brotherly love right there, man. And yes, I will be a servant or I'll be a worker to him. Point blank, period. It doesn't matter how anybody want to use the word, use the term. I'll try to pick at the word and say, you know, the Bible promotes slavery, whatever. The simple fact of the matter is that me, out of the kindness of my heart and the love that I have for my brothers and my sisters, I will serve them. You get what I'm saying? That's what I would do. Some people don't like that. They can't even succumb to that understanding because they're not there yet with the unification on that level. This is how a lot of systems have worked over the years, and a lot of civilizations have basically been able to thrive and flourish. The greatest civilization that we know is Egypt. All right, they had workers, point blank period. Whatever you want to call it, but they had them, and they were able to get the job done, and the people was able to live and flourish. You need workers. You need to treat your workers right. Now, this brother is being released as a servant. All right. It's commanded that we have to give this brother out of our substance, that when he leaves, he can go on his own now. He can have his own house. He can have his own land, his own flock, because we're giving him out of our substance. A lot of people do that today. You get what I mean? That's what we're trying to get at, though. I'm trying to, we got a plan. We moving out now, as you can see in the background. My cousin, his wife, you know what I'm saying? We get in the house. Now, if everything go right, all right, everything, you know what I'm saying, get lined up how it's supposed to be and everybody do their job, it could be something left over for me and my family, you know what I'm saying, once they get something greater and bigger. This is the plan. You know what I'm saying? And then we got people around us that's in our community that, you know what I mean, respects my cousin, respects me, or I deal with them on a specific level, that we can help them out and move them in. So it's a lot of things, man, that, you know what I'm saying, we definitely can do and use out here, especially in this Bible, to better the people. You know what I mean? This is something that I take a lot of pride in explaining, because it's always been here for me. I always grew up in a family structure. You know what I'm saying? I never was the type to be out there, you know what I'm saying, just growing up on some rowdy stuff. I chose to go that life. My family, you know, had things in place for me, and I neglected that. You know what I mean? Because you know, the streets was calling and I listened and I was out there. But now I realized though, man, I had something. I had a book. I had something that actually had some keys in it that I could be using to better myself and to better my family. You know what I'm saying? So these things right here that I'm actually speaking forth that I outline here in the Tanakh, you know, are very good doctrines, teachings, and very good tools to implement in any community. You know what I'm saying? This can work for anybody. And this is how a lot of majority of different national people, different nationalities in their community work. The Mexican works like this. The Italians work like this. Well, where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? They work like this. You know what I'm saying? They provide for one another, man. You know what I mean? And there's no pride there. They make sure that they people good to the point where, okay, now he can have his own. He don't got to be in my crib no more. He can have his own. He did his service. He can have his own. You know what I mean? So that's the good thing about this whole thing right here. And then, you know, of course, it's more things also dealing with that. I'm just trying to stick to the aspects of dealing with your brothers in the community. But, you know, you got laws of war, laws of getting foreign wives or captives and things of that nature, things that I don't think we really have to worry about because we're in 2016. We're not, nobody's fighting war right now for land and stuff in this sense as far as black people today. I mean, you know, gangs do that, but not in that particular fashion, how they would do it back in the days as far as in the antiquities in the East. Now we're going to deal with family. This is something that's very big in the black community. Now I know a lot of brothers, you know what I mean, they out there, you know, they on side of this couch, they, you know, making videos and they putting forth some good things and they talking to an intellectual crowd. And they also trying to reach the brothers and sisters that, you know what I'm saying, down in them gutters, man. And that's a good thing. This is what they really facing. These are the problems that brothers and sisters that, you know, are in the gutter or in the hood, you know, where we at. This is the problems that they're facing when it comes to family. Because you don't have a good family structure, you cause that suspicion to run through your mind when you go out here in these streets, because you got other brothers that think the same way because they're going through the same thing as far as they ain't got no family at the crib. So when you ain't got no family at the crib, you come out in the streets and you dealing with the brothers, then automatically you're gonna act just like where your foundation is. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna act just like how your foundation is at the crib. You're not trusting nobody. You're gonna take from your brother and you're not gonna respect your brother. You know what I'm saying? And this, I'm talking about things that just relate to the hood, because the hood is where a lot of the popularity, a lot of fashion, you know, a lot of social problems really incubate at. It's all of that in one. You know what I'm saying? You got people trying to be popular, people on top. You got your people selling the drugs, keeping the people depressed. You got the people yielding up their money to get these drugs or to get this protection, and it's not really working for nobody, really. Not even the drug dealer, because then he has to worry about getting locked up. Even if he's just trying to provide for his family, he ain't even trying to really hurt nobody. It's the fact he ain't got no job because how things are. I mean, it's a lot of things dealing with the hood that we can all sit down and run our mouths about. But I want to deal with these things because this is where it helps the most. And what I believe, it'll actually heal that condition. All right, it'll take time. It'll take people to swallow their pride, because a lot of things have been happening in the home with the mom, with the father, with the brother and the sister, that it seems like you can't repair that back, but it can be repaired back. All right, because if we is loving other nations and we can put up our French flags, and you know what I'm saying, we can say don't pick on that white man and don't pick, we can do that to them, then we can have forgiveness for our brothers and sisters at the crib. You know what I mean? Now, excuse me, Leviticus chapter 19:32 is honoring the old. All right, it says, "Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head," which is talking about the wisdom of the old man, "and honor the face of the old man, and fear thy El. I am Yahuwah." So off rips. All right, off rips. This is something that we all have to work on. With me myself, I would say that I've disrespected people that were older than me, but I never disrespected an elder that had the best intentions for me and came to me and talked to me like a man should talk to a young man. I never did that. I'll never do that. You know what I'm saying? Them guys out here on these streets right now, the kids don't respect them at all. Excuse me. When I'm 28 years old, man, when I was growing up, you had to respect those who was older than you, man. that has kept us in line. That has kept me in line. I can only speak what worked for me. Today, these kids don't respect their own parents, so they're not going to respect somebody out there that's older than them, trying to give them some understanding. Not all of them, but the majority of these kids, from 12 all the way up into 21. All right, because I'm out here and I see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the rec center. I'm on the blocks. You know what I'm saying? I talk to these people. I chill with some of these brothers, man, and trust me, they're not respecting their elders. All right, so these are one of the problems that we have to fix inside of the community, man. Giving proper respect to those who are older than you, that are trying to actually give you some knowledge and some wisdom. And some of these brothers is getting ran off the corners. And I don't even hardly see nobody out here, you know, in their 40s, 50s, and 60s really trying to kick knowledge to the young crowd no more. You know what I'm saying? But we got social media sites for that. But, you know, the young crowd, they just be into a lot of stuff, man, with the music and you know, the fashion and stuff like that. They don't really click on to these stages. Half of the brothers and sisters I know out here, man, they don't know nothing about a conscious community. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. All they know is church and, you know, ball and women and, you know, hitting them all up. This was on their mind. You know what I mean? This was on their mind. So, excuse me. Now another thing, Exodus 20, verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thy days may be long upon the land which Yahuwah your Elohim has given thee. And like I said, predominantly this is for my Hebrew Israelite brothers, but also people that are you know what I'm saying, that are not aligned with the Torah or the Bible per se. They still can benefit off of this. For the simple fact is inside of our law, that we also, as we take care of home and we take care of the land, that we also extend this out to them as well. All right, this is emphatically inside of the law. I might not even use that word right, but still, it is proclaimed in the law, and it's not just proclaimed in the law in a minute way. It's very big. It's something that's very serious to the Father, that we extend what we're getting, our blessings, onto other people as well that are definitely in the close proximity of where we live at, and we're gonna get into that. Now it says, not only do you respect your mother and your father, honor them. All right, like I said, this is a big problem that's going on. You can't respect your mom and your father. You will not respect other people who are trying to gear you in the way that you should go. You know what I'm saying, to basically help your life out because they've been through it. But it's only because the father and the mother are messed up and they're messing up the kids. They're not being a better example. Matter of fact, the father and the mother are acting like the child. These are the problems. So I'm just basically outlining some things, but I'm bringing forth what we're told to do in Torah that will cause our community to be a better place for us to live and to produce more positive energy, you know what I'm saying, and produce more love. These are the things that you don't see a lot. The honoring the old man or just the old or the elders, period, and respecting mother and father. You got people that cuss their father and their mother out. Now, regardless of what, man, you know, I've been down this road. If my mom and my dad were wrong, to this point, I'm like, if they wrong, they wrong. I'm still gonna respect them. I'm still gonna be a different tone or manner I'm gonna carry myself, even when they wrong. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta say mom, you wrong, I'm not about to be cursing her out. I'm not about to be storming out the crib, slamming the door, disrespecting the place that she raised me. I'm not about to do that. Whether she wrong or not, crackhead or not, it doesn't matter. That's my mom. She birthed me. And like I said, you're dealing with a karma system. All right. The universe created these templates of parents for a reason. This is what gives us birth. These are the people that teaches us instructions. You know what I'm saying? These are the catalysts for life to keep continuing. And this also helps us to respect the universe, or as we call the universe, Yahuwah. This causes us to respect what the universe is. Mother and father are a template of that. You know what I'm saying? So you disrespect them, whether they wrong or not. You're going to answer to that. You're going to answer to that. A lot of people are answering to that right now, and they can't understand what their problem is. They don't know why they're going through what they're going through because they don't even regard the fact that you treated your parents wrong. You know what I mean? But okay. It says, excuse me. I guess this is going back. This is a reference going back to Genesis. This is another reason why you have to respect or fear your parents. First of all, Genesis chapter 1, verses 28. All right. It says, and Elohim blessed them, and Elohim said to them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the face of the earth. So we see here that parents were made because they were in the same, they're used as a template to show you exactly what the universe do. The universe governs itself, it rules over everything. So we're also given that portion to do due diligence, do the same thing. So you have to honor your mother and your father because they represent that. They represent the creative force. You know what I'm saying? You go against the creative force, destruction comes. That's just how the karma system works. All right. That's a universal principle. They got laws of marriage. If a man dies childless, they got a lot of things, man. We got a lot of things here. Now I'm not going to deal with that right there. I'll just go ahead and keep it moving. Actually, trying to get to the. Here we go. Is this it? These laws and punishments. All right, I think I'm done with that one. I got the whole list here. All right, let me jump on to. Okay, here we go. Now, this is also dealing with the money issue that a lot of brothers and sisters are facing right now in the black community because, people will borrow money from you. Banks are charging interest. You have a lot of these things going on and bad business is being conducted. And when bad business is being conducted, we know that there's repercussions. And the repercussions are not pretty. You know what I'm saying? Not pretty at all. And it's unfortunate. But like I said before, for those who are willing to do these things, for those who are willing to really do what Torah is telling you to do, you will make a big effect in your community. You will see changes and you will cause things you will cause chain events to turn around in your favor, in the community's favor. Because there's negative people in the world, because evil is always amongst us and present, all right, we will never be able to subdue the whole planet with these particular teachings. It will come, but I'm saying as far as uprooting this right now and this utopia coming forth and things of that nature, it's not going to happen in an instant at this point in time because enough people have to do it. There has to be more people doing it versus people that's not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually what we would have to do is, my brothers and sisters, we would have to take over the media. We would have to take over everything that has molded and shaping our culture as a people, as a black people, especially people that's in the hood. We would have to take those things over and reprogram the youth with the same thing that was used to program the people today that are in the funk that they in. All right, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of avenues that we would have to go down to change all of these things. It's just not one big plan. And I know a lot of brothers, I'm not coming down on you about this, but brothers got these great plans that I have heard, and it's inspiring. But there's more to just getting your own land. There's more than just standing up to the government. There's more than just trying to get a government. There's more to getting liberated and free than just those things. There is a lot of hurdles that were put here so we would not get out the situation that we're in. And when you think that you overcame one hurdle, there's another hurdle there just for that specific plan that you had. I'm just letting y'all know this, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, starting small and dissolving the things that is the foundation to the major problems is where we need to really start at with it. And that's, like I said, that's the family situation, that's your community wise. You know what I'm saying? Right here where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to affect this place. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? But I'm not bashing nobody for, you know what I mean, anything that they're coming up with, because I'm just putting my part to it as well. You know what I mean? So it ain't like what I'm saying is about to change the whole world neither. What I'm saying is that these are the little things that people do not think about, and this should be worked on first. And then we break the foundation of the major things that we're dealing with. And then people start getting that love generating, that positive energy flowing, then things will definitely start changing. But it's still gonna be hurdles for that too. Because we got systems out here that's made for us, for me and you, to be divided. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes. Money is one of those things. Jobs are one of them. Certain statuses that people have from the community, that's one of them. You know what I'm saying? The stigmas that's put on people. A lot of things that are minute that people don't think about are really the cause for the major things. So that's all I'm saying. But let me get to this. I already excuse me. I already talked about the 7th year, but just to go over that, the 7 years where all debts are basically canceled for your brothers. You can still exact a debt from a foreigner. All right. And this is dealing with the people. This is a constitution, once again, dealing with a specific group of people. So everybody has that as far as nationality. People have this. All right. They work for they help their own, and you know what I'm saying, they do their trades and things with the outsiders, but there's still a different relationship with your people and how you treat them versus how you treat somebody else. So I just don't want nobody thinking that, you know, the Bible is just excommunicating other people and, you know, and just treating their people. Everybody does that. Everybody treats their people first, and then they get at the other people second. That's just how it goes, man. So excuse me. It says I guess this is about land, but I'm gonna go into the loans, businesses, and the treatments of slaves. All right, this one right here, this is Deuteronomy chapter 15, verses 2. It says, in this manner, and this is the manner of the release. Every creditor that lendeth aught unto his neighbor shall release it. He shall not exact it of his neighbor or of his brother, because it is called the Lord's release. So this is the time of the year where Yahuwah releases debts from the people of the land. You owe somebody something, that's canceled. All right, because this is your brother, number one. At the end of the day, we're never supposed to stop our brothers and sisters if they don't have it to keep living their lives. You don't sit up there and, you know, you owe me some money, I'm coming to the job to blow your head off. Now, when it really comes down to it, I will not be able to get my money. You lost your job, which was going to generate the money you were supposed to give to me. But at the end of the day, because I have love for my brother and I have love for my sister, don't even worry about it. Because I'm already good. And this is where people need to get themselves at. You know what I'm saying? When you good, you shouldn't even be worrying about that $50 that you lent homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you really needed it back, that's a different story. But still, the Bible is teaching us to get to a point where we don't even have to worry about that if we lend it, because we got enough. Because we're following these little steps that keeps us ensured that our livelihood is secure. That's where we need to be at. This is what the Bible is promoting for the people that follow it. All right, and like I said, this can be implemented in other settings as well. It says, "Do not deny charity to the poor." Let me go back up real quick. Not to refuse loan to poor people. 7th year Shemitah is near. When the 7th year Shemitah is near. It says, "Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the 7th year, the year of release, is at hand, and thine eye be evil against the poor brother, and thou giveth him nothing, and he cry unto Yahuwah against thee, and it be sin unto you." And notice that this ain't just the year that you're supposed to give to the poor. You always supposed to give to the poor when you act. We just went over that in the law. But this is a year that every debt is canceled. All right, because you know, throughout the years, people owe you money. You know what I'm saying? But there's a time when, this year, none of that's going down. You know what I'm saying? Alleviate everybody from their debt. All right. Now, if you don't do this, and this poor brother cry out to Yahuwah, now it's sin on you. Because now you're neglecting a brother from eating. You know what I'm saying? And if 9 out of 10 times they deal with the heart, if you're doing this on the 7th year, then you basically not helping nobody out during the other 6 years that you've been working, gleaning your grapes. And you're not doing those things. You really don't have it in your heart to help your brother out. And that's basically what the Bible is trying to reflect on the people that actually follows the Torah. Where's your heart at when it comes to this? Do you really genuinely care about your brother? I say that it's not enough care and love out here for people to unify. So we have to start breaking up this hard rock foundation of hatred that's been going on for centuries, that's been placed here by other people, that's also been placed here by us first and foremost. And this is why this dark cloud is over us for the longest, because it's something that we perpetuate. And I'll get into that another time, or maybe another time. I might not really deal with that too much. But just keep it sweet and short. It says and that was Deuteronomy chapter 15 verses 9. All right, where you don't refuse the loan that the poor is asking for. Deuteronomy chapter 15 verses 7, not to deny charity to the poor. If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in the land which Yahuwah your Elohim giveth you, thou shalt not harden your heart, nor shut thy hands from the poor brother. All right, so you just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. This is another one that we were dealing with, Deuteronomy chapter 15, verses 13, not sending a Hebrew bondsman away empty-handed, or a Hebrew worker, or a Hebrew slave, whatever word you want to use. And when thou sendest him out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty. All right. Not demanding payments from a debtor known unable to pay. All right. Exodus chapter 22, verse 25. If thou lend money to any of thy people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a usurer, neither shalt thou lay upon him any usury. So you ain't supposed to be on no, I'm gonna give you this and pay me back to the poor. You know what I mean? And when we talk about poor, see, we ain't talking about somebody that's just necessarily, hey, yo, chill. We're not necessarily talking about somebody that's on the streets and living under a bridge. We're talking about somebody that has a house and, you know, has a bed to lay in, but financial problems is occurring. All right. The Bible, when it says poor, it's talking about all facets of being poor. When you got somebody that's doing better, he's supposed to help those who are not. That's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? I want to get on to the part where it talked about the land and respecting the having love for the foreigner. Because it's a lot, man, right here. You got matter of fact, let me just run this down real quick. You already know the 10 Commandments. Everybody heard about the 10 Commandments, so I really don't have to go into all that. But let me get into this though real quick. It says not whoring or misleading one another even verbally. Leviticus chapter 25 verses 17. It says, ye shall not therefore oppress one another, but thou shalt fear Elohim. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim. Then it goes down to Exodus chapter 22 verses 21, not harming the stranger amongst you verbally. And thou shalt neither vex a stranger nor oppress him, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. So you got to understand, especially my Hebrew Israelite brothers. I stand on the Bible 100%. There's just a lot of things that brothers be teaching out here that's causing a lot of stress to our community. Because when you say things like, you know, fuck Africa and things of that nature, you're really going against Torah wholeheartedly. Now, we are not to line ourselves up with people that come against this book and people that are out there doing evil. Has nothing to do with a color thing, or it has nothing to do with a descendancy thing at all when you're talking about this book. We're told that we have to respect and not oppress a stranger that is in our land because we were strangers in Egypt. So we have to identify that, yo, why would I do this to a brother when I was in the same situation he's in, traveling in the land, looking for some help, all right, needed some food, and you got that in the land. You became a nation in the land. So you're not supposed to do what is opposite as far as in favor for yourself to the stranger. You're not supposed to do opposite to him. You get treated good, but then you in my land and we're going to oppress you. You're not supposed to do that. And this is where a lot of the problems is coming from. Uneducated brothers or brothers that really have no love in their heart for somebody that's not accordingly, as far as they say, scripture says, it's not a part of their bloodline. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, Israel would not be who they are as far as what we know it is, according to history, flourishing the kingdom, kings, because these kings had to do trade with other kings. You got kings, you got to do trades with other kings. You got to talk to other kings, man. You got to get materials that your land don't have. That's just point blank, period. All right, you know what I'm saying? So when people start defying that, they start bringing an illogical mindset to the people, and when people start believing it, guess what? The community is going downhill. because you just trying to provide for your people. But somebody over here that might not got the same ideology as you, somebody over here that may not got the same skin tone as you, you're going to treat them bad. And that's going to, in turn, that's going to harm the community too. You get the community right, then help. But don't sit up there and neglect and just act like we ain't got to take care of nobody else that's on the outside of, you know, of this community. Because if we looking for blacks to be globally dominant, which they once were in times past, it was our job to make sure that we kept everything in order. It wasn't evil and, you know, doing all this kind of crazy stuff that people are doing today because we're living in a whole different era under some white supremacy that started like 500-700 years ago. People back then didn't look at no color, they looked at tribes, but even within that, they still had to respect the people that was around them to a certain extent, because that's how you gonna live. You know what I'm saying? This is how you're gonna do your trades. If you got if you're not the 12, all right, then you got no excuse. Because they live off the land. You know, they don't need to be asking nobody for nothing. They live off the land. You know what I'm saying? They build their houses, they eat off the land. You got a kingdom like Egypt, like Israel, any kingdom that was supreme back then, you had to do some trades. And you had to do some communication back and forth with other sovereigns. You know what I mean? So take that in mind. My fellow Hebrew Israelite brothers, please try to fix that false doctrine that's being spread about hating another race, or hating the African, or hating the Edomite. All right, because the Bible definitely is against that. You're supposed to go against people that are evil, point blank, period. All right, you got African brothers, man, that's doing you some service, that's doing you right, that's good to you on a daily basis, bro. You ain't supposed to have that in your mind about no screwing up. You got a white man doing the same thing. You ain't supposed to have that in your mind about screwing up. You utilize the people that can help you, keep them in your corner. You know what I'm saying? You see some snake stuff, then, you know what I'm saying, get them out your circle. Before damage is done, just think. Don't let the emotions of what these people have done to us sidetrack us from what true righteousness is. All right? But anyway, that's really what I wanted to touch on, but let me just keep going. Oh, okay, it says in Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 15, it says, not handing over a slave who fled to Israel. All right, now y'all hear this, right? Now it says, he shall dwell with you, even amongst you, in that place which he shall choose in one of thy gates, where it liketh him best. Thou shalt not oppress him. All right. Now, that's deep, because nobody really brings these things up when it comes down to the law, dealing with your fellow brethren and dealing with the outside community. Somebody that ran away from Egypt, somebody that ran away from the Moabites, somebody that ran away from Mesopotamia, they ran into your homeland, all right, and they, you know, they agreed to abide by the rules that's there and everything like that. You ain't supposed to oppress them. You gotta let them in. You know why? Because it goes right back to Exodus 22 verses 21. All right, you was a stranger in the land of Egypt, and you was also enslaved in the land of Egypt. So you know how that feels. And like I said, we could take this. Have anybody want to use it? Slave, worker, whatever. All right, whatever. All right, I'm not, you know, trying to play the semantics up here as far as putting in people's minds like they wasn't getting compensated for their work or something like that they doing in Egypt. What I'm saying is that you was in that position. And as a Hebrew Israelite, you're supposed to be able to relate to all of these people that are being oppressed, that are out here dying. We're supposed to relate to them because our ancestors were going through the same thing. And even before Hebrew Israelite came on the scene, the people was going through the same thing. So the Most High has enough mercy to understand these concepts and but understand the heart of the people, and also give out these concepts so that people can have something that will reverse those illnesses. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's basically it. I mean, it's a lot more. It's a lot more, man, that you can really implicate and put inside of your community. But those are the ones that I really wanted to run down. Of course, you know, you got the thing about incest. Of course, you got the thing about not dealing with somebody else's husband or wife. Now, let me say something. A lot of times people can't do what I'm talking about because you don't trust other people. This is why I believe, man, the Bible is so important for my life, because if I know that there's a brother that's die hard in this book the right way, I can allow him to come into my house and I don't have to worry about him touching my wife, because he has the fear of the Elohim, the respect of Elohim enough where he knows I can't do that, because he believes and he loves Elohim just like I believe and love Elohim. So this is why I wouldn't have any problem with dealing with brothers of the same faith that's in this book the right way, because you do realize that there's a power that is over you, that's watching you and that's governing you, and you have to abide by those rules, and you have to please this power. You know what I mean? So this is the good thing about quote unquote religion, in the sense that when you have rules like this, all right, for me and for the Hebrew Israelite community, we shouldn't even have to be dealing with those type of problems with inside of our circles, because everybody should be what? Wholeheartedly into this book. Now you do have snakes in every religion, in every background, in every social life, and in every scientific life, and in every political life. You have snakes. All right, so it's up to us to use our mind to filter these people out. All right, we have to do that if we're going to establish any type of community. It doesn't matter because a person got the same skin color. Are you beneficial? Can you provide something? Can you be trusted? So there has to be a certain type of method that's set up to screen and filter people that's coming in and out this community. That has to happen. People neglect that. All right, they try to help all black in a whole. That's not going to work, because some brothers out there are not for blacks. They're only for themselves. They're not for anything but themselves. I've seen these brothers. I've talked to these brothers. I've seen a group of these particular brothers, and they're from every background that you can, you know what I'm saying, that you can think of, whether they believe in the Bible or don't. So it's up to you to do that part, but extend that love out. All right. That's it, man. I'm King Yeshaya, man. I hope y'all enjoyed what I was bringing forth, and you know what I mean, I'm implicating the things that I was bringing forth. I ask you to implicate the same things, because they will work. They will have a dynamic effect on the community, especially my Hebrew Israelite brothers, because this is definitely for you. And extend that love out. Stop with this hating other black brothers. All right. You know what I mean, as much as you can, like the Bible says, man, have peace with all men. You know what I'm saying? Have peace with all men. Try to come up with something that's going to benefit you, your family, and the community that's around you, so that everybody can have a better way of life. All right. So with that being said, shalom, brothers.